Good morning, students. This is class 11, subject chemistry, chapter 2, structure of atom, lecture number 12. So topics of today's lecture are Pauli-exclusion principle, shape of orbitals, and in the last we will discuss homework solution of lecture number 11. So we will begin with Pauli-exclusion principle. According to this, no two electrons in an atom can have the same set of 4 quantum numbers. You are already familiar with the term quantum numbers, okay? So, no two electrons in an atom can have the same set of 4 quantum numbers, that is N, L, Ml and Ms. In other words, we can say that an orbital can have a maximum 2 electrons and these must have opposite spin. Here you can see that only one orbital is present in S subshell. Okay, so in this orbital only 2 electron can be present and these 2 electron they have opposite spin. Okay, in the same way here in P subshell there are 3 orbital Px, Py and Pz. Okay, in one orbital only 2 electron can be present. Okay, here also and here also, so total 6 electron are present in 3 orbitals. Okay, now in one orbital spin of the 2 electrons are in opposite direction. In this also and in this orbital also. In this table, value of n is given 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that means these are the shell. And in each shell, you have to determine value of L and Ml. Okay, L stands for subshell and Ml stands for orbitals. So, formula to determine L is 0 to n minus 1. Okay, when you will apply this formula, then 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. That means only one subshell is present. And for 0, designation of subshell is S, small s. For 1, designation of subshell is P. For 2, it is D. For 3, it is F. And 4, it is G. Okay, so that means only one subshell is present. So we will name it 1s. Here 1 is shell and S is subshell. So now possible values of Ml. Formula is minus L to plus L. So here minus 0 to plus 0, that means it is 0. Okay, only one orbital is present. So here total number of orbital in shell is equal to 1. Now next is when value of n is 2, that means second shell. Now you have to determine that in second shell how many subshells are present and how many orbitals are present. So here you will apply formula 0 to n minus 1, okay, 0 to 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1. So 0 and 1, only 2 subshells are present. For 0 we will write S, for 1 we will write P. Shell is 2, so here 2S, 2P. Okay. Now possible values of Ml. So here value of L is 0, so here you will write 0. But when value of L is 1, you will write minus L to plus 1, to plus L. So here 1, 0, minus 1. Okay, that means 3 orbitals are present in 2p subshell. So here you will write 3. So total number of orbital in shell are 4. In third shell, possible values of L 0 to n minus 1, 0 to 3 minus 1, that is 0 to 2. So 0, 1, 2. Okay. Now subshell designation. For 0 we will write S. For 1 we will write P. For 2 we will write D. Okay. Shell is third. So here 3S, 3P and 3D. Now we will find out value of Ml. For 0 we will write here 0. Okay. For 1 we will write 1, 2 minus 1. So 1, 0 minus 1. For 2 it is 2, 2 minus 2. So 2, 1, 0 minus 1 minus 2. 5 values are there. Okay. That means 5 orbitals are present in 3D. So here in second shell you will add these orbital 1 plus 3 plus 5 is equal to 9. That means 9 orbitals are present in third shell. When value of n is equal to 4, that means fourth shell. Now you have to determine how many subshell and orbitals are present in fourth shell. Okay. So here 0 to n minus 1. So 0 to 4 minus 1. 0 to 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. For 0 you will write here 4S. For 1 you will write here 4P. For 2 you will write 4D and for 3 4F. Okay. When value of L is equal to 0, then value of ML is 0. When value of L is 1, then value of ML 1, 0, minus 1. When value of L is equal to 2, then possible values of ML are 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2. When value of L is equal to 3, then possible values of ML are 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay. So here you will add these orbitals. Okay. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7. That is equal to 16. That means 16 orbitals are present in fourth shell. Okay. Now you know that in one orbital 2 electrons can be present. So in 16 orbital, 16 into 2, that is equal to 32. 32 electrons are present in fourth shell. In the same way, here in third shell, 9 orbitals are present. So 9 into 2, 18. 18 electrons are present. In second shell, 4 into 2, 8 electrons are present. And in first shell, 2 electrons are present. Okay. Now these are the formula to determine number of subshell in n shell is equal to n. Suppose we have to find out how many subshells are present in second shell. Okay. So it is equal to n. So that means 2. 2 subshells are present in second shell. In the same way, how many subshells are present in third shell? That is equal to n. That means 3. Okay. So whatever the value of n here, that will be the number of subshell. Second formula, number of orbital in a subshell is equal to 2l plus 1. So we have to find out number of orbital present in s subshell. So for s subshell, value of L is equal to 0. So that means it is equal to 1. So only one orbital is present in s subshell. Okay. Now number of orbital in n shell is equal to n square. Next formula is maximum number of electrons in a subshell is equal to 2 into 2l plus 1. If you have to find out number of electron in s subshell. So for s, value of L is equal to 0. So that means it will be equal to 2. That means only 2 electrons are present in s subshell. In the same way, for p subshell also, for p subshell value of L is 1. Okay. So that means it is equal to 6. That means total 6 electrons are present in p subshell. In the same way, you can find out for d and f subshell. Now maximum number of electrons in shell is equal to 2n square. Like for example, we have to find out how many electrons are present in second shell. Okay, so here you will put value of n is equal to 2. So 2 into 2 square, that is equal to 8. That means in second shell 8 electrons are present. Now next topic is shape of atomic orbital. Okay, so there are orbitals like s orbital, p orbital, d orbital and f orbital. So in atom, electrons are present in a three-dimensional space, okay, and the shape of electron cloud gives the shape of orbitals. Now first is shape of s orbital. So s orbital has spherical shape, okay. So as you can see here that this is the shape of s orbital. This is also s orbital and this is also s orbital. The difference is only of their shell. This is first shell, this is second shell, this is in third shell. Okay, in first shell it is 1s, in second shell it is 2s and in third shell it is 3s. As the shell increases, energy of these orbital also increases. Okay, this orbital 1s is near to the nucleus, so it has the least energy, and this orbital it is far from the nucleus. Okay, so it has more energy as compared to 1s. Okay, and there is also a difference of size. 1s is smaller in size, 2s is bigger than 1s and 3s is bigger than 1s and 2s. Now here there is a term node. What is node? Node is a region where probability to find an electron is 0. So here in the center, probability to find an electron is maximum, but as we move far from the center, then here in this region, probability becomes 0. So here this is known as node. Again in 2s orbital, when we move far from the center, then probability will increase, and after that it will decrease. So in 2s orbital only one node is present. In 3s two nodes are present, okay, in this region and in this region. Probability to find an electron is 0, okay. So here you can define node, the region where probability of finding an electron is 0. Now here this is a formula by which you can determine radial nodes, okay. So number of spherical or radial nodes in any orbital is determined using the formula n minus L minus 1. This is L, okay. For 1s orbital, n is equal to 1 and here value of L is equal to 0. So number of radial node is equal to 1 minus 0 minus 1 is equal to 0, okay. That means in 1s orbital, you can see here that no node is present, but in 2s one node is present, okay. So here formula is n minus L minus 1, okay. So you will put the values 2 minus 0 minus 1 for 2s orbital and it is equal to 1. So one node is present in 2s orbital. In 3s two nodes are present. Now this is the graph between wave function and radius, okay, and this is psi square, okay. Psi square is probability to find an electron. So as you can see that it is a decreasing curve, okay. So when we move far from the center, then radius is increasing and probability to find an electron decreases, okay. This is for 1s. But in case of 2s, you will observe that first it will decrease and after that it will reach to 0. That is a node where probability to find an electron is 0. After this point it will increase and then it further decreases, but it will not reach to the 0 point, okay. Now the point where the wave function changes sign from positive to negative represent a node. That means here, okay, here wave function changes sign from positive to negative. So that means one node is present in 2s orbital, okay. 2s orbital differ from 1s orbital in having one node within it and 3s has two nodes. Now 1s, 2s, 3s all have spherical shape, are different in the following aspects. First is in the number of nodes, second in size and energy. As the value of n, that means principal quantum number, changes, increases, then energy also increases. Now next is shape of p orbitals. So it is found that probability of finding the electron is maximum in two lobes on the opposite sides of the nucleus, and this gives rise to a dumbbell shape for the p orbital. So p orbital has dumbbell shape and dumbbell shape looks like this, okay. These are the two lobes. This is first lobe, okay. This one is first lobe and this one is second lobe, okay. On xy plane, you will observe that this lobe is on the above the xy plane and this lobe is below the xy plane. Now, in p subshell, there are three p orbitals are present. They are present on x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. The orbital which is present on x-axis is known as px. The orbital which is present on y-axis is known as py, and the orbital which is present on z-axis is known as pz. So, the probability of finding a particular p electron is equal in both the lobes. That means the probability to find electron in this lobe is equal to the probability to find an electron in this lobe. Okay, next is the p orbitals have three different orientation and they are designated as px, py, pz depending upon whether the electron density is maximum along the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively. P orbital have directional characteristic and hence they are helpful in predicting the shapes of molecule. Okay, s orbitals are non-directional and p orbital they are directional in nature. Okay, why? Because s orbital they are spherical in nature. So, if we move in any direction, then probability to find an electron is same. But this is not the case of p orbital. Okay, if we move in a particular direction, then probability to find an electron will be different. Okay, like in this case, If you will move in z axis, then probability to find an electron is different, and if you will move on x axis, then probability to find an electron is different. That is why we will say that p orbitals are directional. Okay, so this is the shape of p orbital. Now this is x axis, this is y axis, and this is z axis. So here electrons are present on x axis. Okay, so that means probability to find electron is in this region. Okay, electron cloud is like in this shape. So this is dumbbell shape, and as the electron cloud is present on px, that means on x axis, so it is known as 2px. Okay, because shell is 2, so here it is 2px. Now electron cloud is present on y-axis, so it is known as 2py. Here electron cloud is present on z-axis, so it is known as 2pz orbital. Now next is shapes of d orbitals. So there are 5 d orbitals depending upon the axis along which or between which the electron clouds are concentrated. Their names and shape are given. All the d orbitals have clover leaf shape, but dz square has donut shape. So you can see here in the diagram that these are the shape of the 5d orbitals. Okay, this is dxy. Okay, so here you have to look at only x-axis and y-axis. Don't see the z-axis. So here the electron cloud is present between the xy plane. Okay, so this is one electron cloud and this is the second one. Okay, so overall the shape is known as clover leaf shape. Okay, so electron cloud is present between xy plane. Okay, in the same way when we talk about dxz, so you have to see only x and z axis. Okay, so electron is present between xz axis. Okay, this is z, this is x. So electrons are present only between z-axis and x-axis. Okay. Now third one is dyz. Okay. So here electron cloud is present only between y-axis and z-axis. Okay. So you can see here the electron are present between y-axis and z-axis. Okay. Here in 3D x square 2y square. Okay, so here electron cloud is present on y axis and x axis. Okay, so you have to see only x axis and y axis. Electron cloud is present on x axis and y axis. Now here this is dz square. This shape is known as donut shape. Okay, so you have to see here this z axis. Okay, all these 4 orbitals have clover leaf shape and this one has donut shape. So there are two types of node. One is radial node and second one is angular or planar node. The formula to determine radial node is equal to n minus l minus 1 and formula to determine angular or planar node is equal to l. If you want to determine total number of nodes, then you have to add these two nodes. Okay, it is equal to n minus 1. Now remember, s orbital has only radial nodes and p and d f orbitals have radial nodes as well as angular nodes. So that's all for today, students. Now this is your homework that you have to do today. Note down these questions. Now we will discuss homework of lecture number 11. So question number 24, what is the lowest value of n that allows g orbital to exist? So for s subshell, value of L is 0. For P, 1, D, 2, F, 3 and for G it is 4. Now formula to determine value of L is 0 to n minus 1. If value of L is 4, that means value of n is 5. So 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. That is why value of L is 4 for G subshell and value of n is 5. Okay. Now question number 25. An electron is in one of the 3D orbitals. Give the possible values of n, l and ml for the electron. So for 3 orbital, value of n is 3. Okay, this number represent principal quantum number, that is n. So value of n is 3. Value of n is determined by this alphabet. Okay, if it is S, then value of L is 0. If it is P, then value of L is 1. If it is D, then value of L is equal to 2. So here it is D. So here we will write azimuthal quantum number is equal to 2. Now magnetic quantum number can be determined with the help of L. Okay, it is minus L to plus L. So minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Now question number 26. An atom of an element contains 29 electrons and 35 neutrons. Deduce the number of protons and electronic configuration of the element. Now we will do this part in coming lecture. In first part, for an atom to be neutral, the number of proton is equal to the number of electrons. So that means number of protons are 29. Now question number 27. Give the number of electrons in the species H2 positive, H2 and O2 positive. So number of electrons present in hydrogen molecule, as there are 2 atoms in H2 molecule, so 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. But there is positive charge on the species, so 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Now in case of hydrogen molecule, total number of electrons are 2, and in O2 positive, first we will determine number of electrons in oxygen molecule, O2 molecule. 8 plus 8 is equal to 18, and in O2 positive, 16 minus 1 is equal to 15. 1 positive charge means loss of 1 electron. So here 16 minus 1 is equal to 15. Now question number 28. An atomic orbital has n is equal to 3. What are the possible values of n and mn? So here you have to see this section. Okay, when value of n is equal to 3, then value of L can be 0, 1, 2. Okay, and value of ml can be 0, 1, 0, minus 1, 2, 1, 0, minus 1 and minus 2. Second part, list the quantum numbers of electrons for 3D orbital. So in 3D orbital, value of n is 3 and value of L is 2. So you can find out value of ml. Okay, magnetic quantum number, it is minus L2 plus L. So minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Now question number 29. Using SPD notation, describe the orbitals with the following quantum numbers. So here value of n is 1 and L is 0. So for L is equal to 0, that means it is S subshell. Okay, so we will write it 1s. When value of n is 3 and value of L is 1, that means it is P subshell. So here you will write 3p. Okay, so answer is 3p. Now when n is equal to 4 and L is equal to 2, so L is equal to 2, that means D subshell. So orbital will be 4d. Okay. And next is when value of n is equal to 4 and L is equal to 3. So here it is 4. So that's all for today, students. If you have any doubt or queries, you can ask me in comment box. Like and subscribe this channel. Thank you and have a nice day.